built a bench beneath the elm where strangers often came to rest. No sign was carved to tell its story, yet everyone somehow was blessed. A little girl tied yellow ribbons around the branches every spring. An old man fed the waiting sparrows before they filled the air with wings. No one counted who was giving, no one measured what was shared. Love became an ordinary habit, growing quietly everywhere where kindness lives. The morning lingers, every smile becomes a seed. Simple hands can change a lifetime without asking to be seen. Where kindness lives, hope keeps growing like wildflowers after rain. The smallest act can light another long before we know its name. The baker saved a loaf each evening for someone passing through the square. The florist left fresh blooms on windows, brightening homes with silent care. The school bell echoed through the valley, children painted skies with chalk. Every doorway held a welcome, every sidewalk sparked with talk. Nothing grand was ever needed, just a patient listening ear. Gentle words became the bridges that carried weary spirits near. Where kindness lives, every season brings another chance to grow. Even hearts that wandered lonely find a place they'll always know. Where kindness lives, every sunrise opens one more faithful door, giving more than what is asked for, leaves us richer than before. The violin rose like a whisper while the mandolin smiled alone. Then the saxophone wrapped the silence inside a warm and steady song. No applause filled the evening air, no headlines told what happened there. Still the world became much brighter because a few people chose to care. Where kindness lives, tomorrow blossoms from the goodness sown today. Every gentle conversation helps another soul find their way. Where kindness lives, laughter echoes long after footsteps disappear. The love we leave inside each other outlives every passing year. Where kindness lives, every heartbeat writes a story soft and true. The greatest legacy we carry is the good we choose to do. The evening settled on the hillside, windows shimmered one by one, and every quiet act of kindness still glowed after daylight was gone. Grandfather owned a wooden watch that never cost a fortune's price. Its leather strap was worn and faded, yet he wore it every night. He'd smile before the morning started, open every window wide, saying every day that's freely given is a gift you cannot buy. He never chased the tallest mountain or counted what another owned. He measured every passing season by the love that filled his home. I've got enough for a lifetime when the people I love are near. A table filled with honest laughter is richer every year. I've got enough for a lifetime when my soul can rest at peace. The smallest blessings softly gathered are treasures that never leave. The neighbor fixed a broken bicycle without expecting anything. The local choir filled the chapel with songs that welcome spring. Fresh bread cooled upon the windowsill. Someone shared the final slice. Nobody left the table hungry. Kindness was the only price. The richest hands are often open, ready more to give than take. Every generous conversation leaves a light that doesn't fade. I've got enough for a lifetime with an open heart to share. Every gentle act of mercy places heaven everywhere. I've got enough for a lifetime, not because my pockets grew, but because the ones beside me turned ordinary days into something true. The violin rose like morning sunlight. The dobro answered low and warm. Then the saxophone drifted slowly, like calm arriving after storms. If tomorrow brings new questions, I'll greet them with steady feet, because hope has always found me in the simple things I keep. I've got enough for a lifetime, more than numbers could define. Every memory built with kindness becomes a lasting sign. I've got enough for a lifetime, though the years may quickly fly. Love without hurry. Stars appear one quiet spark at a time. I close the gate, look back once, and thank the day for everything it gave. There was an oak beside the water, standing through the changing years, watching spring become September, watching laughter, watching tears. Children skip their stones at sunset, fishers greeted every dawn. Long before the town was growing, the quiet river carried on. It never hurried to tomorrow, it never argued with the rain. Every season left a lesson, every sunrise knew its name. What the river forgot was every face that stopped to smile, every hope released upon it, every dream that stayed a while. It remembered whispered promises, floating farther than they seemed, keeping every heartfelt moment safe beneath its silver stream. A teacher walked the winding shoreline after every school bell rang, collecting fallen autumn branches for the children's hands to paint. A baker crossed the old stone crossing, leaving bread at someone's gate. No one spoke about the kindness, it simply arrived before daylight. Gentle living leaves no headlines, still its beauty travels far, like reflections on the water, quietly reaching every heart. What the river never forgot were songs beneath the willow shade, stories shared across the seasons, long after voices softly fade. It remembered open doorways and the comfort they could bring, even ordinary gestures found forever in its stream. When the violin found the silence, every note became the breeze. Then the saxophone unfolded like mist between the cedar trees. Nothing asked to be remembered, nothing reached to seek applause. Yet the smallest acts of goodness became the strongest of them all. What the river never forgot was the love we chose to give, not the fortune left behind us, but the way we chose to live. When the current meets the ocean, every ripple still remains, tomorrow brings another journey, I'll step forward without fear, knowing every quiet kindness leaves an echo somewhere near. The moon rested on the water, night embraced the peaceful shore. The river flowed as it always had, keeping every beautiful story forever. Back when every bicycle waited against a fence without a chain, windows welcome summer evenings, calling in the scent of rain. Neighbors borrowed cups of sugar, returned them with a pie instead. Every handshake meant tomorrow, every promise carried weight. No one spoke about belonging, it was simply how we lived. Open hearts became the custom long before we called it this. The things we left unlocked were never only doors, they were trust between the people who stood beside us through the storms. Things we left unlocked were simple ways to care, a place at every table, and kindness freely shared. The hardware store knew every family without a list beside the phone. The tailor measured growing children before they were fully grown. Pitcher waited on the counter, filled with cool homemade lemonade. Nobody asked who poured the first glass, everyone was welcome anyway. Generosity needs no spotlight, it arrives without a sound, like the shade of an old oak tree, comforting everyone around. The things we left unlocked were laughter after work, stories traded on the porch steps until the stars appeared first. The things we left unlocked were afternoons unplanned, time was never something wasted when shared from hand to hand. Violin carried old reflections, the dobro answered soft and clear, and the saxophone began to wander like a voice we'd waited years to hear. Maybe progress built us highways, maybe distance grew our dreams. Still the finest parts of living were closer than they seemed. The things we left unlocked can still be found today. Every generous conversation keeps them safely on their way. The things we left unlocked are choices we can make to greet a stranger with compassion for another's weary sake. The things we left unlocked will never disappear as long as someone chooses love instead of doubt or fear. porch light glowed until midnight, just in case someone came by. Some traditions never grow old, they simply wait for us to try. Beyond the gate of an aging cottage, a narrow garden stretched with grace, not arranged for passing visitors, nor painted for a perfect frame. Sweet peas climbed forgotten fences, lavender leaned into the breeze, tiny blossoms filled the corners, hidden underneath the leaves. No one gathered there for applause, no crowds admired each little bloom. Still every petal welcomed daylight, brightening an ordinary room. Some flowers bloom in silence, never asking to be known. They simply share their colors where quiet roots have grown. Some flowers bloom in silence, changing hearts they never meet. The gentlest gifts are often carried without announcing where they lead. An elderly woman filled a basket with rosemary and fresh picked thyme, leaving little bundles at the doorsteps before the church bell marked the time. A lonely widower found one waiting, resting on his garden chair. No signature, no explanation, only kindness resting there. Compassion rarely seeks attention, it arrives before the dawn, leaving warmth inside another, then quietly moving on. Some flowers bloom in silence, growing where they're needed most, turning ordinary mornings into something worth a toast. Some flowers bloom in silence, soft enough to pass unseen, yet they leave the sweetest fragrance long after they have been. The violin carried gentle sunlight across the slowly waking day, then the saxophone joined the melody, like swallows drifting far away. We spend our years chasing brilliance, searching for remarkable things, while humble acts of faithful giving teach the deepest kind of peace. Some flowers bloom in silence, not because they're small or weak, but because true beauty blossoms in every promise that we keep. Some flowers bloom in silence, season after season still. Patient hands and open spirits shape the world with quiet softly on the vine. The evening gathered through the branches. One last robin crossed the sky. The garden whispered without speaking, and every bloom said, love lives quietly. Cafe opened just past sunrise. Chairs were waiting in a row. Steam curled upward from the kettle while the windows caught the glow. A waitress knew each name by memory before a word was ever said. She greeted every early visitor with fresh warm bread instead. No one came to hurry onward. Nobody watched the passing clock. Conversation filled the corners like birds resting on the dock. Before the coffee turned cold, someone shared a hopeful story. Before the morning slipped away, the stranger left less lonely. Before the coffee turned cold, the silence learned to smile. Sometimes healing finds a person, one small cup at a time. Musician wandered in, carrying a weathered case. He played a tune without a stage, just gratitude upon his face. A young mechanic closed his toolbox to listen for a little while. Even tired eyes grew brighter without trying to hide a smile. The violin painted quiet circles around the softly rising chords. Then the room grew even warmer without a single spoken word. Before the coffee turned cold, old regrets became much lighter. A simple melody reminded heavy hearts grow brighter. Before the coffee turned cold, the morning felt complete. Not because the world had changed, but because kind souls could meet. The saxophone arrived like twilight, smooth as smoke above the fire. The piano answered gently, lifting every quiet desire. No grand speeches filled the tables, no miracle appeared in sight. Only ordinary people making ordinary moments right. Before the coffee turned cold, a weary soul found courage. Before the daylight reached the hills, a dream found fresh encouragement. Before the coffee turned cold, new friendships quietly began. see. The empty cups were neatly gathered, morning carried on its way. Yet something beautiful remained, a kindness that outlasted the day. Crossing guard arrived at sunrise, long before the children came. He straightened every little warning sign, though no one knew his name. He gathered branches from the sidewalk after yesterday's strong wind, leaving every path a little safer before the day began again. Not every gift is celebrated, not every kindness makes the news. Still the world becomes much brighter because of people others never choose. When no watching, someone chose to care, leaving hope in ordinary places without expecting praise or prayer. When no one was watching, the difference quietly grew. The smallest acts of goodness changed more lives than anyone knew. A librarian repaired old storybooks with careful strips of fading cloth, so little hands could turn the pages without another page being lost. A florist outside an empty neighboring store, believing beauty should keep blooming even for an unopened door. Gentle souls don't count their efforts like numbers written on a page. They simply keep on planting goodness, season after season, age by age. When no one was watching, mercy found another way, living in the quiet choices made throughout an ordinary day. When no one was watching, across the room, like morning light through open curtains, helping weary hearts to bloom. The violin carried quiet gratitude across the softly breathing air. Then the saxophone joined the melody like a faithful prayer. The old guitar kept every heartbeat, the organ wrapped the room in grace. Every note became a reminder, love still has 1,000 faces. In settled without headlines. No crowd applauded what was done. Yet tomorrow quietly awakened, because one caring heart had already begun. In the corner by the window stood a chair with weathered wood. Its arms were smooth from years of stories, holding every afternoon. Grandmother stitched beside the fire. Grandfather hummed forgotten tunes. Even after both had gone, the room still knew those melodies. Some places keep a conversation long after voices fade away. Love has its own way of staying without asking us to stay. The empty chair was never empty. It carried every laugh they gave, every lesson softly spoken, every promise they once made. The empty chair was never lonely, though no one claimed it anymore. It held the warmth of faithful living, like sunshine resting on the floor. Little boy climbed up one evening, trying on his grandfather's hat. His mother smiled through quiet tears as old memories gathered back. The kettle hummed its familiar rhythm. Bread was cooling by the stove. Nothing looked the least bit different, yet everything was wrapped in hope. Time can change the hands that hold us. Seasons change the color of the leaves, but grateful hearts become the places where yesterday still gently breathes. The empty chair became a teacher without speaking one single word, showing every younger generation how kindness can still be heard. The empty chair became a blessing, passing comfort through the years. building courage in the silence, calming hidden fears. The violin unfolded slowly, like autumn drifting through the air, and the saxophone answered gently with a melody of care. No inheritance was counted, no riches waited in a chest, only patient love shared freely, leaving every soul more blessed. The empty chair still welcomes visitors, though its owners have moved on. Their gentle ways remain like echoes, greeting every rising dawn. The empty chair keeps telling stories to anyone who chooses stillness, that ordinary lives filled with compassion become extraordinary witnesses. The empty chair was never empty, it simply changed the way it spoke. Now its language lives inside us, with every promise we uphold. Evening settled through the curtains, the old floor whispered with each breeze. I touched the chair before I left, and carried its quiet wisdom home. The orchard waited through the winter, bare branches reaching toward the sky. No one knew if spring would find it after months so cold and dry. An aging farm across the hillside, checking every fragile tree. He never hurried through the silence, he believed in what could be. Faith is often slow and quiet, growing where no eyes can see. Roots are busy in the darkness, long before they touch the leaves. The day the wind chose mercy, it carried blossoms through the air, turning empty fields to color without asking who was there. The day the wind chose mercy, every waiting branch replied. Hope arrived without a warning, like the turning of the tide. Children filled old woven baskets, gathering fruit beneath the shade. Their laughter wandered through the valley, like music no one had arranged. A traveler paused beside the entrance, with tired shoes and dusty clothes. The farmer smiled and filled his pockets before he even asked to go. Giving never made him poorer, sharing never left him less. Some hearts measure every harvest by the lives they choose to bless. The day the wind chose mercy, generosity took root, not in words that fill the evening, but in every offered fruit. The day the wind chose mercy, simple hands revealed their worth. Love became the richest harvest ever gathered from the earth. The violin rose with quiet grace, like swallows circling overhead. A gentle harmonica answered where fading golden daylight spread. Then the saxophone breathed softly, like evening settling through the trees. Every note became a reminder that gentle souls can change the breeze. The day the wind chose mercy, I finally understood. Greatness isn't found in power, but in choosing what is good. The day the wind chose mercy left a lesson on my way. The seeds we place in someone else's life may bloom another day. The day the wind chose mercy, its story never reached the news, yet generations still are living from the kindness people choose. The orchard rested under starlight, branches swayed without a sound. Some blessings never ask for attention, they simply keep the whole world growing. Every evening just before the sunset, a little lamp began to glow. From the smallest house beside the hillside, where the oldest chestnuts grow, travelers noticed from the valley a quiet welcome in the dark. Not a signal carved for glory, just a faithful little spark. Nobody remembered when it started, or who first placed it Yet smiles arrive before their names. A kettle warm beside the fireplace, dry blankets waited on a chair. No questions came before the welcome, only kindness filled the air. Some hearts build their reputation not with speeches loud and long, but by quietly becoming the place where hope belongs. There was always a light left in the window when the clouds concealed the moon. It reminded every traveler morning wasn't far away. There was always a light left in the window, steady through the changing years, burning brighter than uncertainty, calming every hidden fear. The violin rose like drifting embers floating through the cooling night. The banjo danced beneath the rhythm, soft and easy, warm and bright. Then the saxophone arrived so gently, like an old friend stopping by. Every note wrapped around the silence without asking the reason why. May I leave a light for someone standing at an unseen door, offering a little comfort than they carried just before. May I leave a light for someone, even if they never know, who believed their path was worthy when the world was moving slow. If one small flame can guide a lifetime, then every evening has a chance to turn an ordinary kindness into someone's second chance. The night grew deep across the hillside. The stars appeared one quiet row. Still the little lamp kept shining for every heart that needed hope. Beyond the fields where cattails gather, a weathered farmhouse faced the dawn. Its porch had watched for generations, rise with daylight, rest at dusk. The screen door carried familiar echoes from summers wrapped in barefoot days. Even after years of silence, it remembered every name. Some places never lose their welcome, those seasons paint them differently. They hold the shape of yesterday without refusing what will be. There was a place that waited without asking, never wondering where I'd been. Its open arms needed no reasons, only welcome me back in. There was a place that waited without asking, patient through the passing years, teaching love does rested on the railing, thread by thread it held together. Every patch recalled a season, every color different weather. Time had quietly rearranged things, yet nothing precious disappeared, because affection leaves its fingerprint on everything it shelters near. There was a place that waited without asking, where forgiveness filled the air. No questions met me at the doorway, only someone glad I was there. There was a place that waited without asking, steady as an ancient tree, showing grace is not a promise spoken, it's a way of letting people breathe. The violin floated like the evening across the fields of amber grain. The dobro whispered underneath it like distant thunder after rain. Then the saxophone arrived so gently, with a melody both warm and slow, saying some of life's greatest answers are the ones we already know. May I become a place for someone when their strength is worn away, offering peace instead of judgment at the ending of the day. May my words become a shelter where discouraged dreams can rest, because hearts are healed much deeper by compassion at its best. There was a place that waited without asking, now I carry it inside. Every generous choice I make keeps that welcome still alive. The porch-light glow beneath the evening, the gate moves softly in the breeze. Some homes are built with timber and stone, the finest ones are built with mercy. Beside the lane stood an old mailbox, its crimson paint had turned to rust. Winter snow and summer thunderstorms had covered it with years of dust. Still each morning someone opened its little weather-beaten door, not expecting something special, just believing there was more. Hope is quiet daily habits, it returns without a sound, choosing ordinary moments where faithful hearts are found. The song the mailbox kept was never written down, it lived inside the letters that traveled through the town. The song the mailbox kept was stitched with honest care, a melody of simple that love had written there. One envelope held graduation, another carried wedding news. One announced a newborn daughter wrapped in tiny knitted shoes. One contained pressed autumn leaves from a trail beside the creek. One held nothing more than miss you, yet it said all words could speak. Every page became a window, every stamp a little wing, crossing miles to keep alive the bonds that distance couldn't bring. The song the mailbox kept was laughter folded small, tiny pieces of tomorrow shared between us all. The song the mailbox kept never faded with the years. Paper carried more than ink, it carried hopes and tears. The violin recalled forgotten echoes like footsteps on an old pine floor. The organ wrapped the room in comfort like voices heard once more. Then the saxophone arrived so gently, floating through the evening air, as if every treasured letter still remembered who was there. The song the mailbox kept still travels on today. Whenever words are chosen to lift another's day, the song the mailbox kept lies far beyond the page, because sincere affection never disappears with age. If someday I write my final letter, may every line be true, leaving someone just a little stronger than before they read it through. The mailbox faced another sunrise, though seasons changed its weathered frame. Some voices never stop arriving when they're carried home by love instead of fame. Halfway down an aging hillside stood a house of weathered pine. Its porch had faded into silver from years beneath the changing skies. The curtains moved with every season, though no one hurried through the hall. Morning still arrived politely, painting golden shapes across the walls. Brick by brick and board by board, it gathered pieces of each year, holding every celebration long after voices disappeared. The house remembered like sunlight on the windowsill. The house remembered laughter, it never learned to say goodbye. Love had settled in the timber, too deeply carved for time to hide. The kitchen kept familiar aromas, cinnamon, cedar, and fresh bread. The measuring mark upon the doorway showed how little dreamers grew instead. One forgotten music box awakened when the wind brushed past the shelf. Its tiny tune filled every corner, as if the years had turned themselves. Memories don't ask permission, they arrive with gentle grace, finding quiet invitations inside an ordinary place. The house remembered birthdays, candles glowing in the dark, homemade songs around the table, leaving joy in every heart. The house remembered patience, shared through seasons lean and bright, teaching every generation love grows stronger when held tight. The violin carried old reflections like autumn drifting through the air. The reed organ breathed beneath it with a voice both warm and rare. Then the saxophone joined the silence, smooth as twilight after rain. Every note became a promise that love is never lived in vain. May my life become a shelter where forgiveness finds a chair. May the people walking through it know they're always welcome there. May my words become like windows opening toward brighter days, leaving kindness in the corners long after I've gone away. The house remembered laughter, now I understand the truth. Homes are never built by lumber, they're built by the love that lives inside them. The porch light glowed beyond the evening, one soft beacon through the night, and every smile once shared within those walls still found its way back home. Nobody planned that Sunday morning. Clouds arrived instead of sun, so the porch became our meeting place before the day had even begun. A deck of cards, a checkered blanket, fresh peach pie upon stand. The kettle hummed a welcome softly while rain traced circles through the land. Every canceled expectation made a better memory grow. Funny how the sweetest moments are the ones we never wrote. That was the day we learned to sit still without feeling left behind, listening to the rain compose its quiet peace of mind. That was the day we learned to notice everything we rushed right by. A robin shaking silver droplets, an oak reaching through the sky. Grandmother unfolded stories never found inside a book. Grandfather carved a little whistle from a branch beside the brook. My sister laughed until she cried when the puppy stole a shoe. Even the old grandfather clock seemed to smile the whole day through. Nobody checked the passing hours, nobody chased another plan. Joy arrived without permission, simply because together we began. That was the day we learned to linger long enough to truly hear the sound of love inside a silence, growing stronger year by year. That was the day we learned to treasure simple gifts that cost us none. A faithful roof, familiar voices, and hearts that beat as one. The violin floated through the room like rain across a quiet lake. Then the saxophone answered softly as the evening stayed awake. The old piano found a rhythm, gentle as a steady flame. Every note became a reminder, life is richer when unclaimed. Now when every week grows crowded and tomorrow calls my name, I remember that rainy Sunday, and nothing feels the same. Because the best days are not purchased nor carefully designed. They quietly arrive among us when we leave the rush behind. That was the day we learned to sit still, and somehow we all grew free. Not because the world stopped turning, but because we finally did see. The rain moved on before the moonlight. The porch grew quiet once again. Yet every peaceful heart that gathered there still carries that unhurried afternoon. still carries marks from years ago. Little scratches from family dinners and stories only we would know. The walls have changed their colors slowly. The garden has a different shape, but every corner keeps a memory of every smile that stayed awake. Time can move the chairs around us. Time can change the roads we take, but some precious parts of living are the things it cannot break. The things time could not take are the moments we gave away. The kindness in a simple word, the love that chose to stay. The things time could not take are the memories we made, the hands that helped us through the dark, the promises that never changed. An old guitar beside the fireplace still holds the songs from younger days. The strings are worn, the wood is older, but the melody remains. A photograph beside the bookshelf shows faces from another year. Different seasons, different journeys, still the same hearts gathered here. We spend our lives collecting pieces, trying to hold what we can see. Then we learn the greatest treasures are the ones we feel and keep. The things time could not take are the voices in our hearts, the lessons from the ones before us that guide us when we start. The things time could not take are the moments without price, the gentle words, the open doors, the warmth of human life. The violin begins to whisper like a memory passing by. The saxophone joins the evening with a soft and peaceful cry. The guitar keeps the old rhythm, like footsteps across the floor, reminding us that love continues even after years are gone. The things time could not take still remain in secret. love and trust. The night arrives without a warning. The old house settles down again. But somewhere deep inside the silence, the best parts of us remain. Rain stopped falling before midnight, leaving diamonds on the ground. The old wooden fence was shining with the quietness all around. The fields were breathing in the morning. The clouds were moving far away, and every little drop of water held the promise of a brighter day. Sometimes we need the storm behind us to understand the calm ahead. Sometimes peace arrives so softly after everything we faced. In the silence after the rain, I found a reason to believe again. The broken pieces on the ground were not the end of who I'd been. In the silence after the rain, the world felt gentle once again. Some wounds need time and patience before they learn to heal. I walked along the empty pathway where the flowers had bent low. They were lifting toward the sunlight like they always seemed to know. An old guitar beside the window played a song from years before. Every note carried a reminder that hope can find an open door. We spend so long fighting with a trying not to feel the pain, but the heart becomes much stronger when it learns to welcome change. In the silence after the rain, I heard the things I missed before. The voice of patience, voice of mercy, waiting quietly at the door. In the silence after the rain, I found a softer way to stand. Not everything that falls apart is something we should fear again. The violin moved like morning sunlight across the fields of silver gray. The saxophone answered slowly like a friend who chose to stay. The guitar kept a steady rhythm while the night began to fade. Every sound became a promise that tomorrow could be made. In the silence after the rain, I finally learned to breathe again. The road ahead was still uncertain, but I was no longer afraid. In the silence after the rain, I saw the beauty left The river moved without a sound, and somewhere in the peaceful distance, a better day was waiting to be found. Was a road beyond the village, curving softly through the fields. No signs telling where it traveled, no promises of what it healed. I walked that road through many seasons, under different shades of sky, carrying questions in my footsteps, searching for the reasons why. Every mile became a teacher, every turn revealed a truth. Sometimes we must leave the familiar to discover who we are. The road that knew my footsteps remembered where I had been. It held the weight of every struggle and the places I had seen. The road that knew my footsteps never asked me to explain. It simply kept moving beside me through the sunshine and the rain. There were mornings full of silence, there were evenings full of doubt. Times I thought the path before me would never lead me out. But the trees along the roadside kept their shadows over me, like a quiet kind of friendship that asked for nothing in return. We are shaped by every moment, by the choices that we make. Even roads that feel forgotten hold the chances we can take. The road that knew my footsteps showed me patience through the years. It carried all my memories and helped me face my fears. The road that knew my footsteps taught my heart to understand that the journey has a purpose, even when we cannot plan. The violin began to wander like a story from the past. The guitar kept gentle circles like old photographs that last. Then the saxophone came softly with a voice of warmth and grace. Every note became a reminder that we all deserve our place. The road that knew my footsteps still continues through the trees. Now I walk evening settles on the valley, the stars appear above the land. I follow where the road is leading, with a calmer heart and open hands. Last chair by the fireplace still waits beside the wall, covered by a knitted blanket from a winter long ago. The wooden arms of faded colors from the hands that held them near. Every mark upon the surface keeps a story from the years. Some things never need replacing, some things only need a place where the memories can settle and the heart can slow its pace. The last chair by the fireplace still knows the shape of love. It remembers quiet evenings and the prayers we whispered above. The last chair by the fireplace still holds what time can't erase, the warmth of all the moments that no distance can replace. There were mornings filled with coffee, there were nights of gentle rain, there were conversations lasting long after the candles changed. A child once learned to read there with a book upon his knees. Now he carries those same lessons to another generation's dreams. Years can change the faces around us, they can move us far away, but the love we leave behind us finds 1,000 ways to stay. The last chair by the fireplace still welcomes every soul, like a quiet friend reminding us that broken hearts can heal. The last chair by the fireplace has never place feel like home. The violin began to whisper like the falling winter snow. The piano held the silence with a warmth from long ago. Then the saxophone came softly through the shadows of the room, carrying the kind of comfort that makes empty spaces bloom. The last chair by the fireplace will remain when seasons turn, holding all the little lessons that our hearts were meant to learn. The last chair by the fireplace is more than wood and thread. It is every word of kindness and every tear that someone shed. The last chair by the fireplace reminds me every day that the greatest things we leave behind are the loves that never fade. The fire slowly becomes an ember. The night grows quiet once again. The chair remains beside the fireplace, waiting for another story to begin. The last chair by the fireplace still waits beside the wall, covered by a knitted blanket from a winter long ago. The wooden arms of faded colors. We left the town before the sunrise with a suitcase and a dream, leaving behind familiar windows and the places we had been. The road was long and full of questions. The future wasn't clear, but we carried small reminders of the ones who brought us here. Not everything fits in a suitcase, not everything can be held. Some treasures travel silently inside the stories that we tell. The things we carried home were never made of gold. They were words someone once gave us when the nights were dark and cold. The things we carried home were memories and grace, the hands that that helped us through the storms, the smiles we can't replace. An old photograph is folded inside a book beside my bed. A handwritten note from someone who believed in me instead. A small guitar from another season still carried every song. A reminder that the quiet days could help us become strong. Every journey leaves a message, every distance leaves a mark. Some of the brightest guiding lights are carried in the dark. The things we carried home were lessons from before. The patience of our fathers, the kindness we were shown. The things we carried home were simple but complete. The love that waited patiently whenever we were weak. The violin moved through the silence like a river finding land. The guitar kept a steady heartbeat, like a familiar helping hand. Then the saxophone began to answer with a voice both warm and slow, reminding us the greatest treasures are the ones we never show. The things we carried home still guide us where we go, through changing years and different roads, through every high and low. The things we carried home will remain when time moves on, 'cause love becomes a legacy that keeps another heart strong. The things we carried home were never ours alone. They were gifts from those before us that became the way we grow. The evening settles on the highway, the distant lights begin to fade. We keep walking with our memories and the love that never changed. Morning came without a warning, painting gold across the fields. After years of running forward, we discovered how to feel. The coffee waited on the table, the old chair stood beside the door. Nothing seemed to look different, yet we needed nothing more. We spent our lives chasing answers through places we had never known. Then we found the greatest treasures were the things we already owned. On the morning we finally understood simple things were always good. A quiet voice, a helping hand, a little peace we could finally stand. On the morning we finally understood, love was closer than we thought it would. Not in the places we tried to find, but in the moments we left behind. The garden grew beside the pathway, flowers reaching toward the sky. The same old tree was standing there, watching every season pass by. A neighbor waved from across the road, a child laughed near the stream. The world was still imperfect, but it felt like a beautiful dream. Maybe life was never asking for a race we couldn't win. Maybe all we truly needed was to listen from within. On the morning we finally understood, the smallest moments carried good. A shared conversation in the shade, a promise kept, a kindness made. On the morning we finally understood, the heart remembers what it should. Not every road must lead somewhere new. Sometimes peace is where we grew. The violin opened like sunrise, slowly breathing through the air. The guitar held a gentle rhythm, like a voice saying someone cares. Then the saxophone came softly, with a melody warm and deep, like a message from tomorrow, telling us to finally breathe. On the morning we finally understood, the past was not something we should lose. Every scar became a lesson, every tear became a truth. On the morning we finally understood, life was never meant to be perfect. The beauty was in every moment that we almost overlooked. On the morning we finally understood, we stopped searching for a sign, because the greatest gift was waiting in the love we had all the time. The sunlight rested on the doorway, the world moved gently as before. We walked into another morning with grateful hearts and open doors. Town began to wake up, before the streets were filled with sound. A baker opened up the doorway and placed fresh bread upon the ground. The gardener watered little flowers beside a house with fading paint. stranger fixed a broken window without being asked to stay. Some people shape the world around them without ever being seen. Their quiet choices leave behind them more than words could ever mean. The hands that held the morning were never looking for a name. They simply brought a little comfort before the sunlight came. The hands that held the morning built hope from simple things. 1,000 small acts of kindness can change what tomorrow brings. An old man swept the sidewalk slowly outside the corner store. He smiled at every passing person like they had met before. The teacher stayed a little longer, helping someone understand. The tired soul found new courage from a patient guiding hand. Not every story becomes famous, not every gift becomes a song, but every heart that chooses kindness helps another carry on. The hands that held the morning were steady through the years. They carried other people's worries and dried unseen tears. The hands that held the morning never counted what they gave. They knew the smallest acts of mercy could make the darkest brighter days. The violin began to wander like a breeze across the fields. The guitar carried old emotions that only memories reveal. Then the saxophone came softly with a voice of warmth and grace. Every note became a reminder there is kindness in this place. The hands that held the morning are the reason we can see that love is not a distant dream. It lives in you and me. The hands that held the morning will continue through our lives, through every person choosing goodness, through every sacrifice. The hands that held the morning may disappear from view, but the light they left behind them will keep shining through. The town begins another sunrise. The streets return to life again. Somewhere another gentle heart is holding morning for